Hey, it's Captain Matt, Boater Secret Weapon, and I'm here with Fenders to tell you everything you need to know to buy the right style, the right size, tie it up the right way. We're going to talk through all these, so let's get to it. To give you some perspective, this is a 21-foot deck boat. This is our, if you've been watching the channel, this is our $10,000 boating adventure boat. So be sure to subscribe so you can check out all those videos. But here's what we have here. So these are the G series fenders. We're going to talk through the HTMs, and then we also have the A series down here, which we'll talk about last, and some very specific situations where you'll want to use those. But we have several different color options, as you can see. This is a G3, a G4, and a G5. Now, these are going to work for boats up to, you get to be 38, 40 feet, then you can go a little bit bigger. But for most of the people watching this, the G3 is what I run on this boat. You can see the old G3 that I've got here. This has seen a lot of use. But the reason I like it for this boat is on the back, my cleat's pretty low to the water. This needs to get scrubbed up for the end of the season, but you can see my water line, which means the dock's gonna hit me around here, and that's where I want it to hit. Now, if I went up to the G4, which I would actually like to have a little bit larger fender, but the G4 here is gonna give, it's just a little bit too big. My storage is limited, so I can make the G3 work. So kind of my guidance to you is 19 feet and under is gonna be the G3 unless you're hampered by storage. They get a little bit big for the storage. So this is our G3, then we move to our G4. The G4 is gonna get you from that 19 foot to about the 24, maybe even 26 foot. Again, depending on the size and the style of your boat, then we move up to the G5. Just to give you some perspective on size, you can see them in different colors here, and you can see how much storage space this G5 is going to take up, but it's also going to give you more protection because it's longer, it's wider. And if you look at it from this angle, you can see they're just a little bit wider in diameter, which means, this is the G4 and the G5, which means it's going to give you more cushion between the boats. So if the boats are rocking and rolling, and a lot of times they'll hit the wave and they're going in reverse order, right? So that extra length and that extra diameter gives you additional protection. Now, I like the G series with a boat like this and with pontoons because it allows you to tie off on the top, and I like that setup a little bit better. So let's move over to the HTMs. Now, you'll notice in the HTM is I've got the line going through the middle. HTM, hole through middle. That's the name of the fender. And the reason that these are valuable and why they make this style is because it gives you the ability to set them up like this. Imagine tying up to a piling and you've got the G series. Well, you're gonna hit that piling and it's just gonna flip off to the side. With the HTM, it allows you to tie it up at this angle, and now when you hit that fender, it's just going to roll up and down as the tide goes, and it's going to work a lot better. Now, you can also tie them off and put a square knot at the bottom, and you can hang them straight down if you choose. But this is where I see the HTMs most valuable. So a lot of cruisers, a lot of center consoles, a lot of coastal boaters will use this style. And you can see that the ability for them to spin on a rope gives you additional protection in those situations. Also, if you're at a raft up, and you want to put it in between, it's going to allow it to spin freely. I think the G series work really well for that as well, but it depends on your situation. That's why they make the different styles, is so that you can use the style that's going to be most applicable, and then it'll still work in those other situations, okay? So size-wise, we've got the HTM1, the HTM2, and the HTM3. Again, I think this is going to get you up to about a 40-footer. You can go bigger. They make them as tall as me. They make them for the super yacht. So you can get the size that's right for you, but just know HTM, the big value is this action right here, that you can put the line through the middle, tie it off on that piling where it's going to hit perfectly, and it's not going to flip to the side and your boat get all damaged. So HTMs, G series. Now let's talk about the A series. So as we come back to the A series, we have the A1 and the A2, the different color options that they have. I believe they have some others. These are the two main ones. Now, these are going to be a situation where you really need added protection. You're in an area that just has a lot of chop. This gives you the most protection width-wise with the least amount of storage. These deflate real easy, and they kind of fill up into like a clamshell, kind of the inside of a clam, and so they can stow real easy. They've got a little release valve here where you can deflate them and then pump them up if you need to. So these are kind of those nice extras. You're in a really rough area in a raft up and you really want to protect your boat, and you've got different sizes. Now they don't give you a lot of protection height wise. All of the protection is in the width, right? So you've got to think about that. If you're a short little bay boat tied up to a big tall cruiser, well, this may not be the right option, or it may. It depends on your situation. Think about how you're going to use them. And they can also be flipped over and used as kind of a mooring ball or a marker, which a lot of folks use if they're, you know, anchoring out at a sandbar. They'll put a small one of these as a float so that they know where it is, easy to pull back up. So A series, G series, HTMs. Now the only option you got to choose is what color do you want. Then you can color match them to your boat. You can see I've got several different colors here: white, black, tan, gray, and then you can really get color match with the green and the red. This blue is kind of a royal blue. I've got a neon green one. They make pink, all sorts of different color options. You can find them at our store, boatersecretweapon.com. But hopefully this helps you with the size of the fenders. Now let me show you how to tie them up. All right, so a couple of things that you want to think about when you're tying up. By the way, you can get this shirt at our store as well. Life is better on a boat. Multiple different colors here as well. But this is the G3. You can see on my boat, on our $10,000 boating adventure, I've got pretty small pop-up cleats. So I've gone ahead and gone with this thinner diameter rope. I also, because it's a thinner diameter, you can see the way I've run it through is I've actually did a double turn and then just 2 and maybe 3 half hitches. So that's how you want to tie them up. Now, what Polyform will tell you is to use the biggest diameter rope that you can that will fit through. What you want to avoid is using a real small size rope and then get the chafing back and forth, especially on the G series, and then get it to start wearing through the rubber. This is super durable rubber, but it will, with enough force and a thin enough material, it will rub through. So if you watch, I'll do it on the other end here. Just go through again, and that tightens it up, okay? And then now what I'm gonna do is just a couple of half hitches. So a half hitch, if you haven't watched our Best Boat Captain program and invested in that, it's just right there. And then you do that same thing right there. And then if you got enough, you can do that same thing again. 3 half hitches, that's not gonna go anywhere. And it looks real nice and clean, and boom, your line is ready to go. So it's a pretty quick way. If you've got, let's say I had a little bit larger cleats and I could have gone up a size in line, well, I would just do one time around, half hitch, half hitch, half hitch, and I'm good to go. That allows me to unhook them real easy and move them around if I need to make an adjustment. Now the HTMs, it's really gonna depend on your docking scenario. So you may want to have just 2 bitter ends so you can tie it off, or maybe a loop end and a bitter end. The bitter end is just this right here. So bitter means it's going nowhere. You can do whatever you want with it. So maybe have a loop on one side and a bitter end so you can cleat it off where you need to, and that's going to allow you to position it exactly how you want. There's some different approaches, and it's really scenario based on the HTMs. My brother runs HTMs on his big 36-foot Envision cruiser down at the Lake of the Ozarks, and he's got a square knot at the bottom because most of the time he's just tying it off straight up and down. Every now and again though, he likes to go sideways and then use that roll effect so that he can protect his nice boat. So that's the fenders, so you can pick the right size, you can pick the right style, get the right color, and now you know how to tie it up and then just cleat it off. I prefer to put my dock line on first and then cleat the fender so that when I'm pulling out, I can uncleat the fender and I'm still tied up to the dock, get started, get everybody rolling, and then I can release from the docks and we're ready to go. So that's my recommendation. Again, check out the shirts, check out the gear at boatersecretweapon.com, and of course, check out our Best Boat Captain on the Water program, total boat control, docking mastery, practical boater safety. We do it all. You're gonna love it. Remember, life truly is better on a boat.